Hey y'all, it's your girl Tanisha Shaneé, Miss Inspiration. I'm actually going live for the first time on IG from my computer. So hey IG, you have not seen me in a while. I have not been live on IG in forever. I have been focusing mainly on YouTube and my Facebook channel. But now that I can go live on IG, this will make my life 10 times easier. So I am your girl Tanisha Shaneé, Miss Inspiration. I'm an inspirational speaker, lifestyle strategist, and I do a whole bunch of other things. But today I want to talk to y'all about my life update. Um, IG has been, YouTube has been getting this update consistently. Okay, maybe not so consistent, but y'all been getting some updates. So y'all kind of know, like, I moved to Tulsa, right? Y'all know this. Everyone know this by now. And if you didn't know, I was also on House Hunters. I was featured on House Hunters. I think the episode came out in March, and every so often, they'll play the episode on like the regular TV. So I guess it came on last night. I received so many messages. So shout out to you guys for watching me live on House Hunters. And thank you for the feedback. People who know me reached out, who finally was able to see it. And then, like I was on Michael Basin's post, posted the picture. It was like one of those threads. And someone was like, "Oh my gosh, I just watched you." And I was like, "Oh." So yes, you can watch my episode of me moving to Tulsa, purchasing my house out here. And so that's something that I did. So it just kind of just so happened, like things would just happen at the same time. But yeah, it's time to give you an update. It's been 10 months that I physically have been here. And if you can't tell, I really am so thankful that I did this. This was what I needed. And I'm going to keep saying this. You're going to probably hear me say this. You probably have watched other videos and have heard me say this. I am very happy with the decision that I made to relocate to Tulsa, right? Coming here has been such a relief on my life. I'm able to truly just exist and be the person that I'm supposed to be. So many times people don't ever get that chance to experience that because they're still trying to be the person that other people want them to be and to live out the life that other people want. Like some of us have been given literally like a handbook of this is what your life is supposed to be. And I don't subscribe to that, right? I don't. So a year ago, I found out about this program. Well, I knew about this program, but I finally was able to apply to this program called Tulsa Remote. Right? If you never heard of it, Tulsa Remote, it is a program that will pay remote workers. So you already have to have a remote job. So they'll pay the remote workers to come and relocate to Tulsa, Oklahoma for at least 1 year. Right? That's really the only commitment. Come and stay for at least a year. And so I did that. I've been here, and it's literally one of the best decisions that I have ever made. And I tell people that because I want people to understand. So often, you're looking at how other people are living and you're thinking, well, it's not possible for me, but it is possible for you. So you just have to look at life in that capacity. Like, no, this is definitely possible. Like, I know I can do this. I've seen other people do it. So yes, if you have seen that program and you're probably wondering, is this even real? It is. It is. They really do pay you. You really do get a check. Um, and I'm thankful for that. So what has happened? I mean, I've been doing so many different things, going to concerts, and I'm talking about that first. Going to concerts outside of major cities like New York, DC, Atlanta. You can go to some great concerts for cheaper prices if you were in other regions. So regions like going to Dallas, Oklahoma City, Denver, those are like options that you have. I've been able to see I saw my boo This is my new boo, right? I got a new boo, Chris Brown. Breezy. I'm now Team Breezy. I was never Team Breezy. I appreciated some of his music, but I finally gave in and I got my ticket. And that was the one thing, lesson learned. The next time he goes on tour, just get the ticket. Like, don't sit here and contemplate. Just get the ticket. And I got the ticket, and I was able to see Chris in Dallas. Drove down there. It's like a 5 hour drive, so it's nothing too crazy, right? It's similar to when we go from New York to like Philly or New York to DC. Yeah, DC is about 5 hours away. So it was not a bad drive for me. And my sister met me there. Like, and this is like the cool part. My sister and I, like, we're able to travel a little bit more. And now we're getting more experiences because now she's flying to meet me in another city. And we'll hang out for a day or two, and then she goes back and then I go back. That's something that we have never had. We always been in the same space. So now we can be like, yo, look at the flights here. Because the flight to Dallas is a lot cheaper than the flight to Tulsa. Right? The reality is the reality. But we're able to now come together and enjoy our time together as, as siblings, and we're both getting new experiences. So totally love that component. I love that aspect. So I have seen, since I've been here, I saw Ashanti and Ja Rule. That was my first concert. That was the end of December last year. I saw Nelly. So my other boo, Nelly. That's my boo. Okay. It's Ashanti's husband, but that's my boo. So Nelly, I've seen Chingy. I've gone to see SWV Escape, the women of R&B. I saw them out in Oklahoma City. So seeing a lot of different concerts, having access to it, it is good. More people are coming to Tulsa. So it's not always that we have to go to like OKC but we do get the opportunity. The people that do come to Tulsa, we appreciate you. We need more people coming. I can't wait for some of my favorite comedians to come here. I just cannot, like Josh Johnson. He's hilarious. I just love his dry humor. Something that I appreciate. So yeah, so going to different concerts and then having access. You probably have heard me say this so often in other videos. Just being able to get around. Right, Tulsa does not have a lot of traffic. I think yesterday was the first time that I ever sat in traffic, and that was only because University of Tulsa had their first football game. And if you know college football, it's just as crazy as NFL football. So the town was in all blue, and I'm not sure who they played, but I saw some OSU shirts, I saw some OU shirts. It was just a lot going on. But that's what happens when you live in a college town. Tulsa has a lot of colleges, and a lot of people, I don't think, realize that. They do. So that was probably my first time, and it wasn't nothing like an hour or 30 minutes. It was just moving really slow, and then I just got off that road and kind of maneuvered around, and I got around the traffic. So it's definitely, you're looking for something that's not going to aggravate you as far as sitting in traffic. That's a positive. And I keep telling people, you got to identify what is frustrating you in the city, in the location that you're in. I did not have the reality of, like, I wasn't priced out of New York City, right? I did not. I set myself up very early, right? I started my life very early processing these things where I was able to go and now have the ability to say to myself, you know what, I'm going to purchase a co-op. I don't care how people feel about that. Trust me, people would tell me, oh, that's the worst investment to make. It's the best investment for me at a 22-year-old who had no knowledge. So yes, I purchased a co-op at 22 years old. So I put myself in a better predicament financially 17 years later. So I did not have the $2,000-$3,000 rent increase that other people had, where they're living like at a 200, 300 square feet apartment. My apartment is almost 800. Oh no, it's over 800 square feet. But I just got tired of everything else, right? So you got to know, like, what's frustrating you, and then you got to start to identify: is this frustrating me enough for me to leave, or am I going to stay here and just kind of maneuver through it? I was done, tapped out. 39 years. I gave New York City 39 years. I needed something different. So when I moved out here with the mindset of, I just wanted to experience peace, right? I don't need the craziness. I don't need an amazing nightlife. I did that. Been there, done that. I just want peace. I want to be able to get up and go sit on my deck, listen to the birds chirp. That's what I want, right? I now know, oh, that's the cardinal because I know what the cardinal sounds like. Oh, that's the American robin. Like I'm not a bird watcher, but because you end up in this environment, you start learning, you start realizing, oh, okay. And I like that. I like that feeling. I like the feeling of, being able to go somewhere and find the parking and not fighting to find parking. I am that meme where you see people say, if the parking is funny, I'm going home. I have left dates because when I arrived and there was no parking, I went home. I just said, I'm not doing this today. So you have to know you, and then knowing you, you start to identify locations and spaces like this is what I really need. And that's exactly that I did. Tulsa did that for me. When we came here last August, we rented I rented a car. My sister can't drive. No shade to my sister, but she can't drive. So I'm driving and I got on that highway and I was just like, yo, this is amazing. We got 3 lanes. I feel like Tulsa's roads are not that bad. But you speak to a Tulsa and they're like, these are horrible, raggedy roads. Again, I'm coming from New York City. I know what raggedy is. I've seen people's wheels pop off as they're on the Belt Parkway. Like I've seen it. And it's just like you hit that wrong pothole and you forgot that pothole was there and you're not paying attention. Like that's how it was in New York City for me. Right? Oh, thank you. I see someone, Renee said, we are blessed to have you here. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate you. Right? I'm watching my comments on IG. So, but yeah, like I want people to just get to that point where you just like, yo, what do I need? And this is what I needed. Right? So I've been meeting amazing individuals. Renee, shout out to her. She's my beautician. She's definitely amazing. Having people that are from Tulsa that I'm making connections with, that's the part that I really like. I love connecting with my Tulsa remote people, but I also like meeting the people that are from here because they know the gems that Tulsa remote may not know. They're going to give you the ins and out, right? I always say, like, you meet the Tulsans, they're like, oh, let's go out to eat. They're taking you to an authentic Mexican food truck. And you're like, we thinking that we going to a restaurant and they're like, nah, this is authentic. Like these are real tacos. And you're like, okay. And you eat them tacos and you're like, okay. You start realizing like, everything great is not going to be in a brick and mortar. They're not going to be in a sit down restaurant. You're really going to just go, right? Hey, Latrice, thank you. Right? You're really just going to go and be like, I'm just going to enjoy myself. That's what I love about this city, right? You have the accessibility to get a little bit of everything. Now, I will say, and no shade to anyone from Tulsa, but I still can't. I think the only thing that's like missing is like good. And I'm not Caribbean descent at all, but I'm from Brooklyn, so oxtails, curry chicken, getting a roti, like those are the things that when you have that taste, I have not seen that often. I know that they exist here. I think the issue that I have, I still can't see myself paying $30 for an oxtail dinner. Not yet. Now when I can go back to Brooklyn and still get it for like $20 or $22. So, certain things would kind of stop me, but I do enjoy just being able to go and just have a little, samples for different backgrounds and dishes. So we do have that here. I think we need some more businesses or, that's going to come. The last thing I want to talk about is the fact that Tulsa is really growing for small businesses. There are so many programs here in Building Tulsa. What is another one? Mother Roads. That's for like food entrepreneurs. There's a lot of programs that are here that will help you to grow your business, help you start your business, or help you to scale your business. And I think that for anyone that is looking for a community that's going to help you to push your business, or it's going to just encourage you to start thinking about restarting your business. Because I've met a lot of people that before they came to Tulsa in another city, another state, another country, they had a business and they were successful, but they did not see the fruits of it. So they just stopped it. And then they came back to Tulsa. Well, they came to Tulsa. Now they're in those conversations, right? Because we get a 3-month co-working space. Excuse me, we get a 3-month co-work, 3-year free of co-working space. So when you're going there, if you go there, because this is not something that you have to do, but if you go to the co-working space, you're able to like now sit next to people who just got a grant for $10,000. Somebody just got capital for $50,000. Someone just got a contract for $100,000 with the city, and you're sitting amongst this. You're just listening. That's going to kind of give you some. It's going to kind of ignite something within you and be like, yo, let me. You getting that kind of money? Like, oh wait, let me go to this workshop. Let me find out what they're doing. Let me go here. There's so much here. And it's so much that I get discouraged and I get sad for the people. I'm sad for the people who are from Tulsa who are not taking advantage. And again, I'm learning more as to like why this might be, the history behind certain foundations. I'm not getting in the midst of that because the reality is we all sometimes need that little leg to help us get to the next step. And you have to figure out how you're going to do that. And a lot of times we're still trying to do things the way that we want to do it. Well, this is the way that they say that out. A lot of times you're setting yourself back because you're trying to find a pathway that's not meant for you. There's a whole organization. They have what I think Building Tulsa does like a pitch night. It's starting to seem like every month, but I feel like it might be every quarter. They have pitch nights for women. They have pitch nights for services. They have pitch nights for products. Like I've been there and I've been inspired because I'm sitting there like, and you're listening to different ideas, right? These are out of the box ideas. And this person just won $20,000. Wow. What if I was to put myself in that position? What if I came to Tulsa and I sat and I went to these meetings and I got the coaching and I did all and you take advantage of what is here? What could happen to my business? Literally, you have to want it. And that's something I always tell people. If you don't want it, somebody else is going to go get it. That's the reality. And trust me, people are coming here and they're walking in and they're like, they're signing up for everything. I'm doing this personal growth workshop. It's called New You. New You. NEWU, just the letter U. newyou.com. It is a free 6-week program. Now, I will honestly say this program it's in alignment with what I do as a coach. So I feel like I'm going through my own coaching. And I love that part because it's making me go back to doing activities that I might not have done in like 4 years, 5 years. And I'm just sitting there and I'm excited. Like every time I leave there, I'm like, all right, we gotta put out more content. We gotta put out more offers. Like I have a whole slew of digital products that are not on my website. Trust me, I'm kicking myself. But every time I leave there, I sit down and I'm like, all right, you need to upload another product to your stand store because you're gonna invest in this. It's not you just wasting money. I'm investing and I'm gonna promote it. I'm going to use my software that I have and I'm going to promote it. I'm going to invest in the software that's going to help me to get in front of more people so that they can come to my story, so they can come to my page and they can buy something. Friday, I sold 3 products, 3 digital products, just promoting it on my stories, using the different tools that I have invested in. See, everything is not going to be free. But I take the free stuff and I allow the free stuff to ignite something in me to use with what I am investing in so I can make some more money. And it's an amazing feeling when you are taking a nap and you wake up and you're like, oh, I just sold another product. I just sold another ebook. Someone just signed up for coaching, or because I'm using what Tulsa is giving me And I'm pouring that back into myself, but now I'm pouring it into and I'm making it available to other people. So you have to just look at what the opportunities are. So I'm looking at it. Shout out to the shade room. I'm not sure about that. Shade room is in here? No. Oh, so Latrice says she's a fiber arts designer. Okay. And if you're in Tulsa, tap into all of those resources that they have. Tap into every resource that they have. Inbox me if you have any questions. I may not know it all, but I know something and I know someone that knows. That's all that I am. That's the part of being a strategist. The strategist in me is not, I don't know all the answers, but it's a lot of things that I have heard, that I have seen, that I have witnessed that I can now pass on to you. Right? I had years ago, I had learned about wholesaling and real estate. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. When I realized what it was, that's not my forte. But I learned all about it. And then, like 5 months later, I had a student, because you guys know I'm an adult educator, and I've been doing that. My student is telling me that they want to get into real estate, but now they don't want to do the real estate exam, or they don't have the money, they don't have the time because they were in college. And I was like, well, take a stab at wholesaling. Well, Miss Williams, what's that? I bet. And I'm telling them everything that I learned. I learned from like Tony the Closer. I read his book. Sat here because someone put me on to him. And I'm like, look, here's this book, read it. I'm telling you, this is the person. I'm telling about the person that who told me about it. And my student tried that out and it worked for him. And he was like, Miss Williams, I'm not gonna go get my real estate license. Not until I stack some more money. Cool, if that works for you. That is what I do. That is what a strategist is going to be. All right. We're just going to give you the insight. We're going to give you some knowledge, and you're just going to have to just go with that and allow that information to just work for you. Same thing. I mean, I cannot stress to y'all the amount of resources that we have access to that we're not taking advantage. I want everyone to share. If you're watching this, share this with somebody, right? This is not going to just be a life update. And I already know that because I already feel the message shifting. But share this with at least one other person. If you're on IG, share this on your stories, right? Let's get some more people in here. This message is going to stay up on IG. So don't worry. The message will be here. But I want us to truly just understand, right? Where you are in life, you don't have to stay there, especially if it's not for you. There's nothing wrong with realizing this ain't for me. This is not my cup of tea. I realized that New York City was not my cup of tea. Okay. Oh, okay. So I just found out the Shade Room is Vision with a Purpose for eyewear location. All right. I love Boxshot too. I haven't been there in a few Sundays. I might need to go there maybe today. Okay. So we really just, you have to just start figuring this out. Like, okay, is it New York? Is it Atlanta? Is it Charlotte? But I'm going to tell you, don't sleep on these mid-sized cities. You got to really start looking. Look, I'm going to tell you one thing that I did before I made my decision to move here. I went and I looked at the urban planning, the city planning for Tulsa before I made a decision. I got a vision to what they were working on. A lot of people not doing that. And I know they're not, because when I told people, they're like, well, why would you do that? Because I need to see what is coming. What are you working on? What's on your roadmap? That's going to help me make a decision. Same thing that was happening in Brooklyn. There were people that moved to New York City because they did the same exact thing. They saw what was going to happen. They knew that eventually these brownstones were going to be cheaper. They knew this. They knew that if we didn't go grab one up for $50,000, they're about to go for $300,000, and in 10, 15 years, they're going to be $1 million. And what happens? Exactly that. People watch House Hunters. Someone hit me up. Trust me, I love comments and I love feedback. Someone watched House Hunters and they was like, oh, you should have went with the other house. Because, that one is, it's small. Have you ever heard of a starter home? Start. See, the problem that a lot of people have is that y'all want the big fancy houses your first house. because you think this is going to be your only house. That's not my vision. See, I knew my co-op wasn't going to be my only. I just thought that when I purchased again, I'll be purchasing as a married woman. God said, not yet. Slow down, stranger. I mean, and he was just like, we gonna get there. But I ended up buying, and I knew that one, I don't personally care for yard work. And if I have a yard of 1 acre, I gotta pay somebody. I already pay enough for the amount of space that I have in my yard. I did not want and I did not need all of that. I don't have children, I don't have pets, it's just me. And I don't have a whole bunch of people coming to visit. It's enough space for my family do visit. We got space. They don't have to be up under me. No one has to sleep next to me. You got your own room. You got this. We can maneuver. And that's a beautiful thing. But I just wanted I needed what I needed, and that was it. And I understood. I gave myself room to grow. Some people start with 10 bedrooms. I'll never forget, there was a young lady about 7 years ago on YouTube. She said that she purchased a house down in Atlanta. It was just her and her son. She bought a 6-bedroom house, 8 bathrooms, beautiful ponds. She had a pool. She said, next thing you know, all these people that never came to see her when she was in a 1-bedroom apartment, they was now always at her house. They was in her pool. They wanted to be on the grill. People wanted to now stay. They want to spend the night. I'm gonna come stay with you for a month. They making plans without her input at all. And she was like, am I really buying? Did I buy a house so that everyone else can come and enjoy it? She was like, she put the house on the market and she downsized to a smaller house that her and her son needed. That was all. To me, that makes a lot of sense. I don't need something so I can sit here and impress the Joneses. Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of people that have a lot of these houses, they cannot afford them. I'm not trying to be house poor. I want to be able to and still go out to dinner, go out to brunch, go to a concert, travel, right? I want to still do these things. So no, I didn't get the big house, right? I didn't get the huge house. I didn't get the house that you thought that I should have, but I got the house that I could afford and the house that I'm comfortable in. And the house that's just for me. And I'm in an area that most people don't want to live in. Why? Because I read the plannings to what's coming to my area. See, I read the things that other people are not reading so I can see, because I already know in the next 5 years, what they're about to add to the northeast side of Tulsa. Yeah, my house is going to eventually, it's going to get to a point where it's going to cost about $200,000-$300,000. Right? So you just got to do what's best for you. But try to get as much insight as to what is coming to the area to help you so that you can see, will there be jobs in the future, right? Because if there's jobs, that means that there's taxes. So taxes is going to be paid to the city. That's a positive thing. If you have people have jobs and they have good paying jobs, they can buy a house. Now they're going to pay property taxes. More money is going to the city. You got to have a new mindset when you're looking to move into a new place, right? Unless you want to just live fully off grid, that's the only thing that I fully understand. Because if you want to live off grid, I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know who Latrice is talking about now. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read comments at the same time on IG so I can address people. I can't see any other comments on Facebook and on YouTube. So I do apologize, but I will respond to those comments once we are finished. But yeah, you got to just pay attention to what is coming to that area so you can make a more sound decision and open up your eyes. Look other areas, look in other places. You're gonna I really feel like people that come to Tulsa that gives Tulsa a chance, they enjoy it, right? Yesterday I set up my first brunch group and it was great. I had 9 people for reservation, 8 of us showed up. And just sitting around the table, you're meeting people who have lived in other cities, other states, and then you're meeting people. They were like me. They moved from their city to Tulsa, first time ever making the leap. And it's just an amazing experience because now you're starting to see, like, okay, yeah, like we are all like minds. Like we still want things a little bit different. We don't want to stay in our comfort zone. We believe that there's life outside of where we were born and raised, and we can experience new. That home ownership is possible, just not possible in New York City, but it is possible in another city. So when people say to me, "Oh, Tanisha, I want to buy a house," cool. Where you going to buy the house at? Oh, I can't afford the house in Brooklyn, so I guess I'll never. Stop. How did you just throw away the whole dream? Because if you want to buy a house, let that be it. See, we get too detailed. I want to buy a house here. You want to buy a house. And if you take away the limitations of location and you allow God to come in, and y'all know me, I'm very God ordained, and I'm like, Lord, you got this message. But you gotta let God take you where He needs for you to go. And for a lot of you, it might not be in your hometown. So you might need to take that leap because you have enough money in the bank right now to buy a house in Tulsa. I couldn't buy another house. I couldn't even buy the co-op. Let me tell you, I bought my co-op 17 years ago. If I would have stayed in Brooklyn with the prices that were today, I could not afford my co-op. I couldn't. A two-bedroom in my building just sold for $500,000. Two bedrooms, $500,000. I could not afford that. I paid nowhere near that. But I took what I had and I can do it with no problem and no with ease in Tulsa. People were like, well, you should just rent. I haven't rented in 17 years. It's hard for me to go back to that. I believe in building equity. Already in the 10 months, the 10 months, I know the 1 year, because I purchased my house a year ago. I think I already have like $9,000 in equity in a house that I just bought a year ago. Again, we have to just do what's best for us. I don't knock people that have to rent. I don't knock you for that. But I'm telling you my journey. I'm telling you what worked for me. I'm telling you what I couldn't do in Brooklyn in 2023. I was able to do in Tulsa in 2023. These are all possible avenues that we can take if you step out of your comfort zone. And if you say, I'm not going to stay here, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to experience and just see. Let me just see what happens. Let me just see what's out there, because if I see what's out there, there might be a possibility for me to do more. Right. So like I said, I didn't want to make this a long video. I love Tulsa. My year's coming up. I'm staying in Tulsa. I do go back to New York. I still have to handle business out there because I still have my place out there. My family's there. So finally, my mom is able to travel. So she has been out to Oklahoma to see me. So that's a good thing. So now she can come here instead of me always going out there. But I am getting back to doing my workshops, my speaking engagements. So, Brooklyn is going to see my face. Holidays, I will be there for Thanksgiving. They got Thanksgiving this year. And that's about it, right? It works for me. I get my little city. I will say the next time I go back to the city, I need to see a Broadway play. I haven't seen one since I took my mom, I think in 2022. I think I took her to a Broadway play. So I think we're due for another one. But other than that, 10 months, I'm staying in Tulsa. I love Tulsa. I encourage everyone to come visit. Come out here at least one time. Delta now has a direct flight from New York, LaGuardia to Tulsa. So you have Delta and then you have American Airlines. So you have choices. And then, of course, you can always do a connecting flight and still get here with the other airlines like Southwest. We have Southwest, we have American, we have Delta. We do not have Spirit. And I'm not even mad about that. I'm not a Spirit person, but I don't even think Tulsa don't need that yet. We don't need that. But we do have a few airlines. We have a United. So there's many ways to get here, and come check it out. Our state fair is coming up at the end of the month. I'm looking forward to that. Last year, my sister and I was here to record House Hunters, and we had I had the fried s'mores. No one needs to eat that outside of state fair time. No one like don't go there and enjoy it and be like, oh, I'm gonna make this at home. Don't do that. All right. It's not the healthiest thing, but it is good. But it's very rich in taste, aka it's very sugary. But it's it's a nice little treat to have. But yeah, so that's about it. That's about it. So I am thankful. If you have any questions, you could definitely drop them in the comments. I will answer all questions. For those of you that are on Instagram, you can send me a DM because I don't think you're no. You if the since the video is going to stay up, you can also comment questions, but you can also DM me, Facebook, DM me, or drop your comments, and YouTube drop your comments. I am thankful for everyone that's been supporting me, that has been riding with me, that has been buying any type of digital products, signing up for any coaching that you need. Don't just sign up for coaching because you want to support me. Sign up for coaching because you need it. Sign up for coaching because you are looking to take action and you need some assistance in making decisions and how to do that. But don't just sign up like I'm supporting you, girl. No, don't do that. Make sure that you're ready to take action. And thank you for watching. Right? Thank you for those that just watch. Sitting here watching helps my channels on so many levels. YouTube, especially YouTube and Facebook. Instagram, I'm not monetized, but I just know I need to get my face back out there on Instagram because I used to be really heavy on Instagram, and I'm just going to just get back to doing it because I know my messages are necessary. And so continue to support me and you'll get more content. Tap in, subscribe, follow, and share, right? Sharing is free. You don't have to pay anything to do that. But I thank you guys. I'm Tanisha Shaneé, Miss Inspiration. Have a good one. Be well, be blessed.